Okay, let's finish a pie. So I have the pie dough that we've made in a previous episode. I'm gonna put some flour down. Now don't be shy with the flour because you really don't want this to stick onto the table. That would be very bad. I'm gonna roll out, putting gentle pressure, always turning my dough. And I do that for two reasons. First reason, hopefully, is to keep your dough kind of round. And the second reason is to make sure you're not sticking. If you feel it ever kind of start to stick a little bit, check it out. Add more flour if you need to on the bottom. Put more into there. If it starts sticking on top, a little flour on the top will help as well. You notice I'm not rolling off the dough. Since I'm doing circular, as long as I keep moving it, I will always reach the areas that I think I'm not going to get. A little nicely. Okay, I've rolled it up far enough, and a way I check for thickness of dough is to kind of hold the dough like this. And when I'm doing this, I'm kind of going around the outside, and I can feel that it's even all the way around, so my dough is now an even thickness. So now I'm going to grab my pie tin, and I want to just trim this dough a little bit, just to get rid of any excess we might have. But certainly don't go right to the edge here. If you go to the edge, then your pie will slip in there, because we have to account for this part right here. So I'm just going to just barely enough around the outside here, just to get a little bit of the excess off there. Now when I put this in here, what I need to be concerned with is the corners going around here. So when I put the dough in there, I'm going to kind of lift it up and press it in. So we got on nicely on like that. And if I just press this dough right here, it's going to break the dough. If you break the dough, the filling has an opportunity to bake underneath the pie dough itself, and it's just going to make a huge mess. And that is a disaster. I'm sorry, that's what a disaster is. So the way I do this, I'm going to hold up on the dough here and give a light press down just to push that down into that corner without stretching that dough at all. Okay, now that we're all like that, now I'm just going to take my excess dough, which is not a whole lot, and I'm just going to give it a quick little roll. This will help bring up the level of your pie. And today we're going to do what's called the lattice crust, but I'll show you quickly on how to make, if you're doing a single crust or a no crust pie, how to make the decorative edge on your crust up on the top here. Kind of tuck that in. Okay, so we have that nice and neat all the way around the outside. Now, if I was going to do like a pumpkin pie or a pecan pie or even an apple pie, but it has a crumb filling or a crumb coating on it, what I would do is, the motion is this. So I would pinch and hold it, and pinch and hold it. Just continue that all the way around the outside of the pie. So right now I'm going to take the filling. And you never want to overfill a pie. You want to bring it up to the edge without going over. You have less opportunity for the pie dough or the pie filling to become liquefied in the oven, and then it has a tendency to spill out, and which makes a big mess in the oven. Try not to make messes. Okay, that's a good amount right on there. So now I'm going to do the lattice portion. So I have the dough rolled out right here, and I want to cut this. I need to cut this into 10 pieces because we're going to do 10 slats on there. I have a little bit of a gap right here, so I'm going to close that off, but I'm going to come right to the edge there. And I like to use a straight edge for this. You don't necessarily need to measure it. Just make sure all of them are even. And it was sticking a little bit, so a little bit of flour is not going to hurt it, just to make it so your straight edge doesn't stick. So I'll slide these to the side here, bring the center. Now to do the lattice, I'm going to start off by putting one just straight down the middle. So it cuts that pie in half. And I'm going to put 2 others spaced evenly on either side of that. So there'll be 5. There'll be 5. Okay, just like that. And now to start the lattice, what I want me to do is I'm going to pull back on 1, 3, and 5. And then I'll place 1. And this one needs to be directly in the middle again. So this is like a cross coming straight across. And since the first time I did 1, 3, 5, I'm going to do 2 and 4 on this one. And then the last one will be 1, 3, and 5. And I'll use this little piece right here. Always have the pieces you need. It's okay, don't ever throw anything away. Okay. And now we'll do the opposite side, so that I'll pull back on 2 and 4. And I'll put one of these right here. And then 1, 3, 5 again. Kind of straighten up a little bit. This is a pie that looks great. However, when you go to cut it, sometimes it ruins all this up there. So if you want to do this one for Thanksgiving, it looks great to start the whole thing off, but once you start cutting it, it kind of becomes a disaster again. So now I'm just going to pinch off this edge all the way around. Now I would always let the pie relax before I bake it. But then before we bake it, what we will like to do is to create a little garnish, as it were, on top. So we will start off by egg washing it. A light egg wash on there. And then this crystal sugar is really nice because it will kind of catch the light and give a little drama to the top of the pie. So apple pie.